we have done a lot of community development, um, program sensitization for organization. We have done the full gamut, and this year, every year we have been inundated with requests from parents for back to school assistance. Um, the cost of book and the funds associated with going back to school has become tremendous on parents. And so this year we are targeting 380 students that have, basically we have 500, but we are saying that we can only really help 380. If we get surplus, we can help 500. If we get more surplus, we can help as many students as possible. And this is going to take three forms. It is in the form of textbooks, because a lot of time children are going to school, Jeffrey, but they don't have the relevant textbook. Now, it's interesting. When I was going to school, I would depend on the hand-me-down books that you would have used, because the books would have been the same depending on the grade that you are going to throughout the years. In the creation of this new exam, you have PEP, and now you have now it's called PEP. The schools have had to introduce some additional books, whereby you can't even pass them down because they are like workbooks. And if you're at high school, for instance, I saw a PEP student book list. It's $50,000, and that did not take into account that that child has to get uniform, the child has to get um, tuition fee paid, and then the parents have to work out the logistics of how the child go to school for lunch and so forth. So it is just a tremendous time for parents for high school. The books are almost like you're preparing students for the Norman Manley law school. So you see, education is getting far more expensive as the day go by. So we're looking for 350 person to donate $24,000. That is how we have subdivided if we are going to meet our target of 8.1 million. Um, and I tell you what happened. We have, as I said, it's a three-part initiative. One, we're giving books to students. We are helping 10 university students with a donation of their tuition. We're contributing 100,000 to 10 university students that are in dire strait, and we are also looking to assist 30 high school students who just passed their GSAT with their tuition fee to be paid. So if you break that down, I could give you the breakdown, but any kind-hearted Jamaican who wants to go to any of one of the four bookstore, which is Kingston Bookshop, which is Sangster, Brian Bookshop, and there is a bookshop called Book Express along the Studio One Boulevard. Um, they can go. They can just donate whatever they have to donate.
So,
If
so,
they
so,
don't
so
have that,
look,
yeah, yeah.
so look, if people overseas want to contribute towards initiative like that, how could they contribute to it?
All right. So we, depending on the bookshop they want, they could just call us, and we will give them the account number. In my haste a while ago, I took up the account numbers to give you. But what I could do is just let you because these listeners usually listen to you. They could come back, but they could call, they could WhatsApp us, and we could WhatsApp the account number for the bookstore,
Mm-hmm.
or for the university, or the high schools that we are going to be assisting students to get their tuition fee. The WhatsApp number, they can WhatsApp us at 772-1753, and we will
The,
tell them we want the
so
money
hold
to
on.
go there.
The number is again. Go ahead. 876.
It's 876-772-1753, or they could they can also try this number as well. They can call, they can WhatsApp us at 3320-7413.
So is the numbers to WhatsApp to help to this initiative in helping students with books and bags. The WhatsApp number is eight seven
Book
six
and tuition
seven.
fee. We're not books
Yes.
and tuition fee. The person can also email us for further information because it's easier for us to be able to say, send you the information. They
Mm-hmm.
can send an email via lggcooke at gmail.com. So that's lggcooke at gmail.com.
Mr. Cook, do me a favor. Can you repeat the email address a bit slower for me in case you have anybody who is listening to us in Jamaica and in the diaspora, who wants to help? Do the email slowly for me and also the numbers a bit slower for me, please. Go ahead.
All right. So it's lggcooke at gmail.com. So I'll do that again. lggcooke at gmail.com. They can WhatsApp us at one eight
876.
seven six three
Mm-hmm.
two zero
Mm-hmm.
seven
Seven
four
four
one three
or
one eight
eight
seven
seven
six
six. Mm-hmm.
772 1753. We can
Yes.
also be reached at those numbers for any question. But just think of it, Jeffrey, if we're going to stem the attraction of our young people in crime and violence, then we need to look at how we can support them so that they can get over the hurdle of their basic school, primary school, secondary school, and their university um, education, and hope, and we hope that they'll be able to fulfill their God-given talent in becoming a productive citizen of this country. I tell you what, I went to school in my second year education, and for the first year I went without textbook. I know the difficulty of being the person who really and truly don't get to participate in the class activity because you have a lack, and that is because of your situation. You know, your parents have, when your parents have more than one children, they tend to have to do the eeny, meeny, miny, more who gets what to go back to school. And that
Mm-hmm.
situation continue in this dispensation. Now, we like to say that education provides us with the best vehicle out of poverty. And that is one of the reasons why I don't care who want to say, oh, so why are you doing it so late? Jeffrey, we're doing what we can. We have been getting requests from way back as in July, and we have been saying to persons that okay, in addition to all the other stuff, and you must remember it's a group of 5 young people who started Operation Hope. It was largely driven by my passion and my vision that
So,
we have to get it.
hold on for me, Luke. Those persons who started it, I think we should have a program with them on it one of these days.
Yeah, we can. But it was at a time in 2005 thereabout when there was a war in Jonestown, what they call it, the 4 year war, where people were literally dying almost every day, every week. You were going to a funeral, and I got together with a few of the people that live in the area that we share a common vision, and we started that first year. Our flagship program was a summer school that we started with 20 children. That flagship program went on subsequently for 9 years, that we did a summer school with those children, looking at trauma, looking at the effects of gun violence and how it affect them. And for the subsequent year that we did that program, we had in excess of 600 children participating in those summer program, and we have seen the benefits of it. Some of those students went on to the university and have completed their tertiary education. Some went to high school and came out, and we were able to put them in training, and we saw the benefit of that. So, nonetheless, this initiative has the potential to help another set of Jamaicans, to propel them to the finishing line and helping them to find their talents and their gifting. And I'm asking for just 250. You can do it as a group activity. You can call people in your church. You can do group of seven that you are trying to assist, and you will be more than happy to know that we are doing that, the direct deposit into the accounts of the suppliers, so that you don't have to question where it goes. If you do this as an activity and you need verification, we will be happy to send you a list of which students have benefited from your contribution. um, we ask the institution to confirm by letter of acknowledgement that 10 children, for instance, got booked for this school, and these were the students and the grades. These were the students who got assistance from
Yes. We're speaking to Luke George Cook, community activist, human rights
to
activist.
go to a contribution to their university fee.
Yes, Luke, we're losing you because the screen. I think we're losing the signal from you. But we're speaking to Luke George Cook, human rights activist and uh, a political commentator. He wears so many hats that I don't want to call it the hats that he wear. But he is
I wish I,
he
I wish I had had my weird Jeffrey.
a lot more hat that you wear that you don't want
Okay.
a lot of people to know that you wear that hat. But we're speaking to Luke, and Luke is talking about an initiative that he has going on where students in the inner city needs help with books, school fees, and other things. And those of us in the diaspora and all over the world who are listening to us, you can get in contact with Luke George Cook at 876-772-1753 or 876-320-7113, rather. That's 876-320-7413 to give your donation. It's for a worthy cause. He doesn't want it. Luke doesn't want any of that. It's for a worthy cause. So see what you can do to assist in the inner city of students who need help. I've lost Luke because of the internet issue that he may be having. But we need your help. Need your help to help needy students in Jamaica. We're gonna switch a little gear at the moment to speak about the Songster International Airport has been named the Caribbean leading airport for the last 15 consecutive year. I was speaking to somebody off here a while ago, and what they said to me, you know, I won't say it on here, but we we must say thanks to the initiative of the World Travel Board. As what they said, Sanchez International Airport (SIA) has been named the Caribbean leading airport for the last 15 years. The honor was bestowed upon Sanchez International Airport at the World Travel Award over the weekend. Sanchez International Airport, at least something good is happening in Jamaica. It's not all about the negativity of politicians and gunmen gunning down people. At least there is something good about our land of wood and water. I see where Luke, yes, Mr. Cook is back with us. Um, the internet issue that he's facing is a bit challenging. It's gone again, back up again. Let's see if we can get him to come on. It's not all about. Welcome back, Luke. We lost you a while ago. We're speaking about what you can do for the younger people, and also at least there's something good coming out of Jamaica, where the Sanchez International Airport has been named for the 15th time around the best airport in the entire Caribbean. Your views on that, Luke George Cook?
Look, there is a exceptional Jamaican. Well, we borrowed her from Curacao. Um, Meredith Hippolyte Darby, um, who is one of the, what you would say, visionary that looked at the redesigning of the Sanchez International Airport, and possibly
Mm-hmm.
one of those people with a wealth of that have been contributing to Vision 2030 and to the development of our airports becoming one of the best. So I'm not the least bit surprised. Using the airport in Germany, I'm trying to remember it and how it was set up. I know that that is what they're thriving for. Um, so if they have been recognized in the Caribbean as one of the best, if you have come into the airport in recent time,
Yeah.
um, you would have seen that there have been several development taking place. Not perfect, but still better than some of the other airports that I have seen around the Caribbean. And what it tells you, Jeffrey Tavares, is that when we put our heads together in this country and we really put out the best of what we can offer, then recognitions like these are going to be coming left, right, and center. So in addition, you see, Jamaica wants a win. The Jamaican people wants a win. So as I shared with you on another program, I was in the supermarket and they were performing recently at the sporting competition. I didn't even know what the name of the sporting competition is because I wasn't. I've been so disattached from it and trying to do as much for the people and young people that I don't even know where I go. But I was in the supermarket and everybody, worker, patrons, everybody came up to the front when Watson was running that race. And when Watson completed the race and got the goal for Jamaica, or qualified, because I'm not sure if he was just qualified for the, but whatever he got, the people burst out into a mighty roar and they were clapping. And for a moment, you were spellbound that this is your Jamaica, we can win. So let's see if we can make some more inroads. There is a development for Vernon Field to become the airport where you develop spaces for cargoes to be stored, and it is supposed to be like a Fortune 5 airport. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on giving those incremental values to the Jamaican people and to the Jamaican public. I wish we could reassure the people home and abroad that things are going to get better after they watched that nasty footage over the weekend of a robbery that was taking place in Clearside. So, as I said, I'm not surprised that we're being given this. I do not know the measure by which the international airport standards are guided and judged. But for us to take that home 15 years in a row, Jeffrey, it tells me that once we are doing something right, it has the incremental value that will be
Yes.
beneficial to all of us as a country.
And when you look at it, our athletes has made us proud. And the Jamaica has received the tourism award again for the best tourism destination. And now the Sanks International Airport has awarded the best airport for the 15th consecutive year. It shows you that something is being done properly in a sense in Jamaica, and not only the negativity of the politicians and the criminals.
Right. And again, too, you have to give a man credit. You have to give man credit when credit due. To Minister Bartlett
Yes.
credit, yeah, you understand. We can come and we can bash the government, but the brother seem to have the Midas touch when it comes to tourism and tourism enhancement. The man can really them see you look good, them say boy you dollop. He has the dollop touch for tourism, and it is good that we can build on that. If I pray that whoever will succeed in, if the Jamaica Labour Party is not returned to government, will continue to build on the legacy that he has started. There is a lot to be desired, Jeffrey. We can package ecotourism for our low end visitors who may not have the deep pockets to go into some of these 5-star hotels. We can develop our community tourism for people who don't necessarily want to just come to Jamaica to stay behind four walls and enjoy white and beach, but they would really like to go out eat. And we have to package this and the idea to the Jamaican people that despite the fact that there is hardship, and let me tell you, these are strenuous hardship that are taking place. Jamaica is still one of the most beautiful country on the planet. It's like God Himself make sure that him come reside. He resided here for a while, so He made it as simple to eaten as we can get it. So we still have a lot. We have not explored our medicinal herbs and spices. I mean, Saint Elizabeth, sad to say, is like the spice capital. Spice would be the spice parish of Jamaica. I would like to see Minister Bartlett brand like Saint Elizabeth himself, boy, Saint Elizabeth, the spice. Because the truth of the matter, they say some of the nicest spice comes from Saint Elizabeth. You
And not
go
only
to
that,
Portland,
not
the
only
green.
that, not only that, Luke. So, some of the most beautiful women and good women come from St. Elizabeth too, you know.
You sound like Sapphire in a glassware. You're sure you're not a grandson of the late. So I love beauty, but most of all, I love feminine beauty. I believe that some of the most brightest and most brilliant women come right from the length and breadth of Jamaica, from Moran Point to Negril Point. But just get it into your head, Jeffrey. Imagine me for a moment that we can be capitalizing on the win of the Sangsters International Airport when we can introduce now a particular strength that a parish is known for. So you go to Portland, them say it's the greenest parish in the
Hold on for me,
island.
Luke, hold a minute for me, Luke. Remember, I'm going to say, we're going to take a commercial break from Roots and the 6.1 FM. But the Make We Talk program on the YouTube and will not take that commercial break. We will continue, and after the break, we will rejoin Roots and the 6.1 FM. Go ahead, Luke.
You're listening to Roots 96.1 FM, owned and operated by the Mustard Seed communities, giving voice to the voiceless.
New Budget Supplies massive rice buster now on. Want to redo that kitchen? Retile that old floor? Stop that leaking roof? Make over the bathroom? It's now or never. White toilet from $14,999. 5-gallon paint from $6,599. Gypsum board $1,749. 15% off UPVC French windows. 10% off kitchen sinks, water tanks, and pumps. 195 Hackleburg Road. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
In association with Robert Samuels Backpack Foundation, presents a back-to-school outside broadcast on Roots 96.1 FM. Tuesday, September 5 at Faith Plaza, 25 Olympic Way, Kingston 11 on the Inner City Vibes with DJ String from 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. Don't miss it. We'll head back now to Make We Talk with Jeffrey Tavares.
From having them come and invested in the country. So what we need to do is to just sharpen up our thinking and really put Jamaica first, put Jamaica over personal self-gain and try to just get this country moving forward. Jeffrey Tavares, it is possible that in this generation we can achieve it. And this is why it goes back to us building on the human capital of Jamaica by ensuring that 380 young people, by no stretch of the imagination, if you look in the papers every day, I am not the only person who are thinking of my fellow Jamaican. I have seen a lot of book drive right through the length and breadth of Jamaica. It means that the needs are great. It means that we can play our part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Jeffrey?
Welcome back to our listeners on Roots 6.1 FM. Sorry about that. This is the best program on YouTube, the Make We Talk program. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And look, when you look on the airport named the 15th best airport in the Caribbean or in the world or wherever, and you look at us getting the tourism award under the leadership of Minister Edmund Barker, you have to say to yourself, our tourism product is going somewhere. Our tourism product is getting the recognition it's supposed to get. But on the other hand, there is so much other things, as what you rightly said, that should be under the tourism product. And for some reason, the leadership of the tourism product not really looking into that direction. It's all good and dandy to have, hoteliers who want to invest in Jamaica from Dubai to come and build these high-rise buildings and so forth. But what about the local entrepreneurs or the local people, as what you said, Hussein Bolt and people from Elizabeth and so forth? Right in Negril, the tourism sector in Negril has gone to the dog. Because the local people in Negril who really help to build Jamaica tourism, they're left out of it because of the all-inclusive. Isn't there something that can be done, in your opinion, Luke?
One of the thing is one of the thing is that we are known for this in this country. The people who usually have made a significant contribution to the development of the country sometimes gets left out because it's the minister who you see getting the platitude. But you don't realize that these ideas did not just fall out of the air. These were ideas that people have sat down, they have perfected by working them out and putting them out there. So we we as a people, Jeffrey, we can come together and create ideas that other people we don't have to wait on government. We can actually work in our space to create ideas and then get the government's cooperation to come along with us. So um we should be, because in our little spaces it is Jamaicans through their creativity who have largely led a movement for change. And so when you talk about Negril, it's just painstaking to hear you say that that has been leveraged almost nil to the ground, because the truth of the matter is that when you talk about Marine Point, you talk about Negril Point because of the white sand beaches and what people would go down there. Negril having just been a smaller subsector of that western end, that has been something that have been largely sought after. But it means that people need to be ignited and be re-engaged. That the process, we're not left out of the process because we have added value to add to these discussion in spaces. Sometimes we're not invited, so we have to invite ourselves, create those ideas, come up with what we see that can possibly work, and then get the support of government and other partners for us to see it happening. If you think of somebody like, for instance, Diane Pike, who when she started out with this whole community tourism activity, people laughed her to scorn and thought, where was this redskin woman going with community tourism? What you say a while ago? What them say?
Luke, remember you're live on air. We're speaking to Luke George Cook, community activist, human rights activist, and political commentator about Jamaica, the tourism mecca. The Songsters International Airport has been named the Caribbean leading airport for the last 15 years. And it's something that we need to be grateful for. And I must say, congratulations to Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. Jamaica also has been named the world tourism destination for the next time around. And that also has to go to the leadership of Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett for his initiative to make sure that Jamaica is on the world map when it comes on to tourism. And when you sit down and look into it, as I said before, it's not all about the negativity that's going on in our land of wood and water, but also in what is being done by some of us who is in leadership position to make sure that not only negative things comes out of Jamaica, but also positive things can come out of the land of wood and water. We were speaking to Luke George Cook earlier on. We lost him, but it is now 11:38 in Jamaica, 12:38 in Fort Lauderdale, where they said that hurricane is threatening towards Florida. We're gonna speak about that and the top of the hour at 1 o'clock over here. It's 12 o'clock in Jamaica. Roots FM, the best radio station in the inner city, the best radio station in Jamaica, and of course the inner city. Um, when you see that our country is leading in tourism, a lot of us say to ourselves, what are we getting out of it? What is the man on the streets getting out of it, or the normal man getting out of it? And I'm going to say this now. I'm going to appeal to Minister Edmund Bartlett. Please, Minister, remember the tourism mecca of Negril. Negril was the one who started tourism in Jamaica. And for successful government, they have neglect Negril. They have neglected that Negril was the one who really put Jamaica, in a sense, on the tourism map. And when I say that, I speak of back in the days when the hippies used to travel to Jamaica. And they come to Negril because what? They wanted the ganja. They wanted to get the ganja. And people who born and grow in Negril used to come out of their houses and give them the room or the house, or give them the yard area to pitch their tent. And they'll go up into the mountains of Orange Hill and Mount Airy, and they will have a smoke of the weed, or, and that is the area that started tourism. And when you look at Negril now, it looks like a shanty town. I am from Negril, and I'm not afraid to say it. The western strip of Negril, around by Rick's Cafe, a lot of people around there who used to own guest houses and little hotels have to literally come out of business because they can't afford the competitions with the all-inclusive in Negril. They cannot. And I'm appealing to Edmund Bartlett to do something for Negril. Really let Negril be alive again. Because when you drive into Negril, my God, it's a disgrace. And a party that led Jamaica for 18 livelong years hasn't done anything for the tourism mecca of Negril. They haven't. And it's very few people who is back in the day still have a little hotel in Negril the same way. You have the founders of who born and grew in Negril. And I will continue to say this. You have Harris Asman Samuels, who used to own Lamar. Lamar literally had to shut down and reconstruct over into something else. You have the Lawrences, Papa Lawrence, who used to own Tigress Negril. It has to turn into, houses to rent for other people. Because of what? And yes, a lot of the thing have to do with crime. Crime have a lot to do with it. But if the government was really securing and making sure that Negril still stay on the map, of course, people still go to Negril. Don't get me wrong. You have tourists who remember the good old days in Negril and who remember the older type of Jamaicans in Negril. They still go to Negril and enjoy Negril. But what I'm saying, the government has put a blind eye to what is going on in Negril. The government, both this government and previous governments, has put a blind eye to in the sense of uplifting Negril. People travel for miles all over the globe to watch the beautiful sunset at the Rex Cafe in Negril. And what is going on now? Jamaica is named the best destination to go to. Our Sanchez International Airport in Montego Bay is named the 15th best airport in the Caribbean for the 15th consecutive year. And I must say kudos to the government. Thanks for that. But the fact of the matter is, you all need to do something to uplift the community, the parish that started tourism in Jamaica. And I speak none of Negril. Negril is the place that started tourism in Jamaica. And something Minister Bartlett, Prime Minister Holness, MP Molan Wilson, something need to be done to develop and to uplift Negril. You can't just disband Negril, sir. Now, I'm not afraid to say so. I apologize to no one. The former member of Parliament, Wickham McNeil, didn't do a thing for Negril. Not one single thing. So I'm appealing to this government. Do something to uplift Negril. Do something that the people who born and grow in Negril can say, yes, we still have something going on in Negril. I haven't been to Negril in a while. But the last time I went down there, my God, no man, it needs something. The western strip of Negril needs something. It needs something. It needs to have something going. Welcome back to Luke George Cook. We'll have a couple of minutes more leave on Roots 96.1 FM. We're gonna switch gear and go over to WZPP and WZOP at 1 o'clock. US time, that's Jamaica time. Look, I was speaking about Negril. That they have disbanded Negril, both political parties, both government, the PNP and the JLP. And the PNP had run Jamaica for 18 livelong years. And what have they done for Negril? What have the McNeils? Who are vex, who are please. I respect Wickham McNeil and I consider him to be a friend. But the truth is the truth. They haven't done anything for Negril.
Well, look, you might respect Wickham McNeil, but anybody who knew that there was a Beach Act and that the beaches were going to become privatized and that they're going to take away that little recreational activity that we have, especially now in the scorching sun. I have no respect for you. I don't have any respect for sons and daughters of Jamaicans who were sons and daughters of former slaves who have not taken their overcoming with any great humility. Um, when when you tell people that the PMP have acted out of character for the people who have really put their trust in them, Jamaicans are still of the opinion that the PMP party is the lesser of two evil. The mere fact that you have to make a comparison and then make one lesser and one greater, it still means that evil exists. And as long as evil exists, it means that it has the pervasive culture of becoming worse. And persons like Wickham McNeil have not really served us as best as I believe that these people could. Going back to Bartlett again, and here later you're going to hear that I'm a laborer. I believe that you must put the best people in the best ministry, and I think that Bartlett now must champion the cause of the privatization of beaches and how much it is going to cost us here in Jamaica to actually go to a beach. If you go to Dunn's River, for instance, it's 1,000 Jamaican dollars. The last time I went there, I don't know what it is now. But if you don't have a Jamaican ID and you are visiting your country of birth, you're going to pay something like 25 US dollars. Now, I understand the import of the Tourist Enhancement Fund when it collects these money so that it says it's preserving of its beaches and exclusive sites like Duns River and all of that jazz. But and I understand that you have to do that because you have staff, you have to maintain the beach, and you have to make sure that the aesthetics are good. But at the same time, you have to remember that many Jamaicans are in adverse poverty, despite all the lies and the noise that you want to hear about the lowest unemployment ever. We know the truth. And so we can't have the beaches, all of them now become privatized because it means that we are going to
The internet is going in and out with Luke George Cook. We're speaking to Mr. Cook on the issue of the Sanchez International Airport has been named the Caribbean leading airport for 15 consecutive years. He was giving us a little idea of what Edmund Bartlett should be doing in the sense of ramping up the tourism mecca of Jamaica, or to what it should be, and also government has been neglecting Negril. And of course, Wickham McNeil has always have been the Minister of Tourism for many years under the People's National Party. And of course, what they did was to just neglect what Negril has become. And Negril is not the Negril that we all know. Yes, time and things change, and we have to change with time. But they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything for Negril. They haven't. And Michelle, you asked a very good question. How is tourism benefiting Jamaicans in a meaningful way? When majority of the hotels, when you book to stay at some of the hotels, the money stays overseas. And that was under the lead of Edward Siaga back in the 80s when all of this happened. So we need to find out and ask ourselves the question, is tourism really benefiting the grassroots Jamaicans? Or is it only benefiting the people of the effluent society? I call them the people of the Vumvavon, the Vumvavi. Michelle, you asked a very good question, and I want to say, Michelle, that I know. I don't know. It seemed that her last name looked familiar to me. Maybe it's the same Michelle that I know. But you asked some very good questions. And we need to get answers from the questions that Michelle is asking and questions that we have of our own to ask. We need to ask some questions also. Can you turn that down for me, Mr. Cook? Yes, because we're live on Room FM. Turn that down for me, please. Yes, Luke. Luke, your final Can you turn that down for me, Luke? Luke. Whatever you have in the background, turn it down for me. Luke, can you give me your final words before you go, please? Your closing words, rather.
Yeah. So Jeffrey, all right. Don't do what you have to do. Jeffrey, we as I said, we can achieve much things together. We have been cutting out, and we keep on going out. But interestingly, I was just talking to a basic school teacher who was complaining to me that her utilities have been out from last night, and everything in her fridge is now spoiled. So she called me a while ago to say that I called somebody from JPS to assist her because she wasn't getting anywhere, and they went a while ago. And they went into the box and they said that in her meter, somebody else is connected to her meter from 2005. The person has been connected, and she couldn't
Yeah, so
understand
if
why
JPS
she's
no,
getting.
but Luke, I never serious. If JPS no somebody connected to the man meter, why didn't JPS alert
No,
her already?
no. JPS just found out because of the problem, because the light, they cut off the light because there's a $500,000 light bill that they have now charged them for. So when they went into the meter box, they found out that somebody else is connected to her meter, and that is why the bill have been so high, and it has been
Yes.
going on for a period of time. So you see, we are a, we are a
Luke,
creative set of
Luke,
people.
Luke, you only have 2 minutes to give your closing words. I have to
Okay.
go back to Root and speak over to somebody else.
Right. So we are a creative set of people, and we need to continue to build on our successes. Our successes far outweigh some of the negative that is plaguing this country. We have to make sure that we have leaders with vision. We have to make sure that we are engaging people, and so that people can continue to feed into the creative industry and to make our contribution to the tourist industry, but to make sure that our people have the best, like how we're creating the best for when our visitors come. And it is possible, Jeffrey, that we can do that. And thank you very much for having me on your show.
Thank you so much, Luke George Cook, community activist, human rights activist, and political commentator. This is where I say so long from the Make We Talk program on Root 6.1 FM. But join me in the next 5 minutes on WZPP and WZOP when I do a next program on the Make We Talk. Wherever you listen from around the world in the Eastern Caribbean, remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. I am Jeffrey Tavares, returning to the studios of Root 6.1 FM, the voice of the inner city. Isis Miller, take it away.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Whoa, na, na. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me.